In a stunningly emotional turn of events that left fans worldwide in tears, BTS's Kim Seokjin, known affectionately as Jin, gave Jungkook one of the most meaningful and nostalgic gifts he could ever receive, a treasured memento from their early trainee days. The moment, which has now gone viral across social media, is being hailed as one of the most heartfelt birthday surprises in BTS history, as part of Jungkook's 28th birthday celebration, held in private due to the group's current military commitments. Jin reportedly presented him with an old pair of worn-out in-ear monitors that Jungkook had once used during their earliest pre-debut training sessions. According to those close to the group, Jin had quietly kept the item for more than a decade, never revealing its existence, not even to Jungkook himself. Witnesses at the intimate gathering revealed that the room fell completely silent as Jin handed Jungkook a small box wrapped in silver and gold ribbon. Inside was the long-forgotten earpiece, along with a folded note in Jin's handwriting that simply read, "This was the moment I knew you'd become a star. Happy birthday, Golden Magne." Jungkook reportedly stared at the object in disbelief before pulling Jin into a long, tight embrace. Cameras didn't capture the exchange in full, but one staff member described Jungkook as visibly trembling and on the verge of tears. Another insider from HYB shared that Jin had been planning this gift for years, waiting for the moment when it would mean the most. The story has ignited a storm of emotion among the BTS fandom army, with hashtags like #Jin to Jungkook, #Golden Magne Birthday, and #Trainee to Legend trending across platforms. Fans have been revisiting old footage and trainee videos in search of the exact moment Jungkook might have last used those in-ears. "I can't stop crying," wrote one fan on X. Only Jin could think of something so deeply symbolic. This isn't just a gift, it's a reminder of their journey together. This exchange also sheds light on the deep emotional bond the two members share, a bond that predates their fame and has clearly only strengthened over time. While their personalities may often appear contrasting, Jin with his boisterous humor and Jungkook with his quiet intensity, moments like these prove that their brotherhood is built on years of shared sacrifice, growth, and unwavering support. HYB has yet to release official photos or statements regarding the moment, but insiders suggest a behind-the-scenes documentary might soon feature this touching exchange as part of an upcoming BTS Life After the Stage project expected to premiere early next year. Jungkook's birthday this year has been filled with grand gestures and global fan events, from light shows in Los Angeles to full takeovers in Seoul's subways, but nothing has hit home quite like this. Jin, in his usual quiet yet powerful way, reminded the world that the true essence of BTS lies not in awards or headlines, but in the humanity and love they show each other behind closed doors. AS fans around the globe continue to celebrate Jungkook's legacy. Jin's unforgettable gift may just become a defining symbol of BTS's lasting emotional connection, one that time, distance, or even military service could never break. As more details emerged from those close to BTS, it became evident that this wasn't just a casual birthday gesture. It was a defining moment between two brothers whose journey began long before the lights, the fame, and the stage. Sources from within HYB revealed that Jin had long contemplated how he could express the magnitude of his admiration and affection for Jungkook, not just as a fellow artist, but as someone he had watched grow from a shy, wide-eyed teenager into a global phenomenon. The in-ear monitors, which Jungkook used in some of their very first vocal practices, have been quietly kept by Jin in a private drawer, untouched for years. And on the day Jungkook turned 28, Jin decided it was time. When Jungkook held the box in his hands, there was reportedly a moment of stillness. He gently picked up the item, clearly aged and scratched from use, and said softly, "Hyung, you kept this?" His voice cracking as his eyes welled up. Jin, never one to dive into dramatic expressions, simply nodded and smiled, saying, "You forgot, but I didn't." Observers say the room was filled with stunned silence before being broken by warm applause and soft laughter. Jungkook, often seen as strong and composed, was overcome with emotion, clinging to Jin in an embrace that many present said felt like years of gratitude condensed into seconds. This moment further deepened the narrative of BTS as not just a band but a family, one that has walked together through years of uncertainty, sacrifice, and triumph. For Jin, who has always balanced his comedic front with quiet emotional intelligence, the act of giving Jungkook something from their humble beginnings was not just nostalgic, it was a reminder of identity, origin, and love. ARMY worldwide responded with a surge of creative tributes. Fan artists painted emotional illustrations of young trainee Jungkook receiving the ear monitors. Twitter was flooded with emotional edits of Jin's past mentorship moments with Jungkook. One viral post read, "He raised him like a little brother, and today he reminded him of the boy who dared to dream." This touching event adds yet another page to the already profound legacy of BTS. In an industry that often moves too fast, where fame can blur memories, Jin and Jungkook chose instead to pause, to look back, and to celebrate not with extravagance, but with something real. And in doing so, they reminded the world what BTS has always stood for, not just talent or popularity, but sincerity, brotherhood, and the courage to show vulnerability. AS fans continue to replay the moment in their minds and in edits online. One thing remains certain: Jin's gift will be remembered, not just as an object from the past, but as a symbol of everything BTS has built together. Long after the birthday lights dimmed and the celebratory messages faded from the screen, something lingered in Jungkook's heart, a feeling deeper than gratitude. For the youngest member of BTS, this year's birthday wasn't just a number. It was a mirror, reflecting the boy he once was and the man he has become. And at the center of it all was Jin. In an industry that rarely gives room to pause, birthdays often come and go like scheduled rehearsals. But for Jungkook, the 28th was different. Jin's decision to gift him his old in-ear monitor, once used by Jungkook during his earliest days at Big Hit, was more than nostalgic. It was a message, a time capsule, a love letter to the scared teenager who used to train until midnight, afraid of letting everyone down. That monitor had heard his rawest vocals, his anxious breaths, his first cracked notes. And Jin kept it. Close sources say Jungkook didn't speak much for a while after the celebration ended. He held onto the earpiece, inspecting every worn edge, every sign of use. It was as if Jin had secretly held onto a piece of Jungkook's soul, waiting for the right time to return it. That time, it seems, was now. It wasn't just a gift. Jungkook was quoted saying to one of his stylists off camera, "It was proof that he always saw me, even when I didn't see myself." The statement quickly resonated across the fandom. On Weverse and X, formerly Twitter, hashtags like #JinSeesJungkook and #HeNeverLetGo trended for hours. Fans began sharing their own stories of mentorship and overlooked love, tying their personal memories to the deeply moving relationship between the oldest and youngest BTS members. Memes of young energy were suddenly replaced with edits showing Jin gently placing the monitor in Jungkook's hand, overlaid with emotional lyrics from The Astronaut and Still With You. This act of emotional vulnerability shattered the illusion that idols are always composed. In that moment, Jungkook wasn't the golden magne, the legend, or the performer. He was John Jungkook, the once nervous teenager who clung to his older brothers during trainee evaluations, who cried silently in bathroom stalls when practice didn't go well, and who always looked to Jin for unspoken reassurance. And Jin, the ever-watchful eldest, proved that he had never stopped being that reassuring presence. Analysts now say this moment has subtly shifted how the public views BTS's dynamic. Rather than a perfectly packaged machine of choreography and glamour, it showcased a deeper truth, that behind their fame lies a rare brotherhood, a sanctuary of emotional safety. Jin's gesture was a quiet revolution, one that reminded fans and even industry insiders that what makes BTS so special isn't just their talent, but their humanity. AS Jungkook quietly returns to his remaining military duties. Fans are already speculating that his next solo song might reflect the impact of this moment. Whether or not that's true, one thing is certain: this birthday changed something. Not just for Jungkook, but for everyone who witnessed the rawness of their bond. And somewhere behind the scenes, Jin probably smiles again, knowing that even after all these years, he still knows exactly how to make the youngest feel seen.